Uh,
Thank you.
yeah, happy to see quite a lot of familiar faces from the transport logistics community. Happy that you took the time front of the vacation period. My name is John von Stamm. I'm from the FIR Institute at RWTH Aachen University, and I will give you a short overview from a coordinator perspective of the project RemuNet, which is pioneering resilient and multimodal transport networks for freight. So as we had our first deliverable already handed in, or our first work package already handed in April, I just want to give you a short overview on what the project is aimed at. So we have different phases. In work package one, we first and foremost want to create a common understanding of the multimodal freight transport network in Europe. And we want to create a common understanding of disruptive events because our aim is to make this multimodal transport network more resilient towards disruptive events. And therefore, we want to understand what kind of categories of disruptive events are there, what kind of impacts do they have, what kind of standards intermodally do we have in place, and how can we communicate with the relevant stakeholders. After that, we will create a reference model and also an algorithm. This is also the point that our colleague Florian Krietsch from PTV is going to talk about in his session, because we want to create an algorithm that is capable of evading crisis areas, quickly reacting, and also preparing for disruptions on either road, rail, or inland waterways. After that, we want to create a collaborative element with a collaborative platform. We will follow a data space approach with that, so it will be easier to facilitate information exchange between the different stakeholders in multimodal transportation. And we will pilot this, of course, in our 10T corridors, Rhine, Danube, and North Sea Baltic. And for that, we have also some special use cases in mind, not only from the traditional freight transportation, but also regarding humanitarian aid transportation and a climate-friendly green solution. So this just is a short introduction to our project RemuNet. As I said, we have finished up with work package 1 already, and we are now diving into work package 3. That's why I will share with you some results of work package 1, which primarily focused also on a stakeholder analysis, where many of the community also took part. I want to really thank you for that. It really helped us. And then in work package 3, we will foreshadow what the next steps will be. So as I said, work package 1 is already done. Our objectives were to create a common understanding and also to lay a foundation for common standards. And what we want to talk about today are the different results from deliverable 1.1, which was the stakeholder analysis, because we really want to understand what are current challenges and what are the needs of relevant stakeholders in this industry. So therefore, we conducted surveys and in-depth interviews, and I really want to extend my sincere gratitude to everybody who supported us on that way, especially also from the Alice community. So our research design could be understood in 4 steps. First, we want to create an understanding of the freight transport ecosystem in short and develop role profiles for key stakeholder groups. We will then analyze different disruption types and the impacts, and also understand how they affect different stakeholders. We then want to conclude stakeholder-specific challenges in the face of these disruptive events, especially in terms of disruption management and handling. And then of that, we want to derive the stakeholder needs that directly result from these challenges and how we can address them in the project RemuNet. So it's a mixed research approach from desk research, different workshops, and of course, surveys and expert interviews. So what we created in the first place were these role profiles and also a common understanding about the multimodal freight transport process, which we use as a reference. We asked especially interviews about different information flows between stakeholders so that we can establish different role profiles and also understand who interacts with whom, what are the business models, what are the different data exchanges at the moment. Looking at the disruptive events, this is just one of our findings. More is to be read in our deliverable. So we also looked at the types of disruptions that affect us and also which kind of stakeholders are mostly affected by those. And carriers, either on rail, road, and waterways, reported to us that they are affected by quite some extensive disruptions, especially on rail. This was Yeah, I think nothing surprising actually. But what we also looked at were different categories of disruptive events and if they affect the information layer, where we as Project Remunet, as a digitalization project, can actually contribute, or if they affect the physical layer, we are not able to build new rails in 2 years of project, right? So we will focus on the information layer. And what we saw that we have a lot of extreme weather events, accidents and capacity shortages, primarily affecting the transport networks here. And due to the climate change, it is also to be foreseen that, of course, these extreme weather events will multiply in future. Regarding the industry-wide challenges, we also found out that regulatory factors hinder a lot of different stakeholders at the moment. And most challenges, even though disruptions affect the physical layer, most challenges actually occur in the information layer, because it is all about collaboration and data exchange, warning about different disruptions, finding ways to avoid these disruptions, and working together. So this is something due to different IT systems and communication standards. This is something that is not yet working well in the industry. So what have we concluded? We have the top challenges in the information layer, 5 that we could synthesize. One is data management and quality. The second one is system interoperability and adaptation, facilitated information exchange, of course, regular factors, and capacity management. From those, we concluded the top stakeholder needs. To tackle data management and quality issues, we need data standardization and automation. To tackle the system interoperability, we need integrated digital solutions. To get a better information exchange, we need this facilitated data exchange and collaboration with secure exchange models. To tackle the regulatory factors, we need streamlined transport regulations and standards. And regarding the capacity management, it is useful to have advanced analytics and forecasting tools that enable us to distribute these capacities among stakeholders and also forecast different needs in the future. So to tie this up, we have the different stakeholder challenges that we can synthesize different stakeholder needs. And we looked at the different Remunet functionality modules that need to be designed to directly address these. So looking at the collaborative platform, from this approach, we hope to improve the data exchange and collaboration between stakeholders. We aim for an integrated digital solution. Regarding the AI model and algorithm, we want to improve the analytics and forecasting tools. And we also have a portion of standards, which our partner from UIRR is working on. So we hope to contribute to data standardization and streamlined transport regulations. For more information, I would like to invite you to also free download our deliverable 1.1. It is available on our website. You can either scan the QR code or visit us on our website, and then you will see many more different analysis and graphs and the different results we have achieved so far. And now my colleague Lars will take you to work package 3 and to the ecosystem design.
Yes, thank you, John. Also, very warm welcome from my side. And yeah, let's use the something like last 5 minutes of our session to give a bit of an outlook into the next steps. And if we're having a look at the identified challenges and needs we found in work package 1, we see there are a lot of challenges about collaboration, exchange, interoperability, and so on. So for us as a project, it's very clear we need to take not a stakeholder perspective by itself. We also need to take something like, let's call it an ecosystem perspective. So perspective of several actors who are by themselves as maybe sole companies, but they are all dependent on each other to really provide the value for the customers. So in the end, to bring this container from A to B, you need the terminals, you need the operators, the freight forwarders, and so on. And that's exactly what we are focusing on in this work package. So if you go one slide further, John. Yeah, the work package 3, and especially there we are focusing right now on the task 3.2 because it's in the end really ecosystem design analysis. is twofold. On one hand side, we want to understand not only the stakeholders, but also the present ecosystem. So really like the dynamics, the interactions, the exchange relations between different actors, but also in our focus corridors with the specific ecosystem related, so coordination, collaboration challenges for the Rhine-Danube and the North Sea Baltic corridor. And then we want to go a step further and develop really this new platform. How are the users? How's the roles, the business model of the Remuner platform to really provide our key service? And for this point, we aim to do another survey. We want to launch it right now with this webinar. So I'm very happy to have to announce another survey right now. Also focused to the stakeholders of the European multimodal transportation network. So you all are very warmly invited to join our survey. Yeah, we focus there, as I mentioned before, on multi-roles. So really like we had this key process John introduced very briefly before, but we want to go deeper, really on different role profiles to really create some kind of archetypes. And then I want to assign actors for the focus corridors to each role. So like different companies who are mainly focused in the corridors. And then go on to the business model IT systems and there the exchange with an emphasis because we are the digitalization project on the exchange relationships, mainly focusing on data, to really get a very comprehensive understanding of the ecosystem, get a list of requirements, list of possible partners, and in the end develop the new ecosystem with its service offerings, the portfolio, and probably also some possible partners. And that all also is for us very important because it's a chance with the survey and also to the discussion with you as a community to really collaborate with the industry partners to get a really accepted and effective Premier platform to not build something maybe like funded in data, but really which is has a strong foundation in practice. So next slide, please. To sum it up very briefly, while our initial survey was on a stakeholder level, we're now focusing on the ecosystem level. And based on our findings there, we want also to create some kind of, let's call it co-creation workshop. So we aim really to discuss with different actors, both on the corridors as well as from different roles, our findings and validate them and to really go deeper into discussions. So besides the survey, if you're interested to maybe just join a discussion with us, please just either write in the chat or provide or send us an email. And now we want to invite you very warmly to join our survey, which is also the central mode of data collection. Because in the end, with the survey, you have the opportunity to influence the transfer policies as it's a EU research project and we're directly affiliated to the EU. And also you can bring really in your needs and your perspectives and be part of this very innovative solution. So I would be very happy if you would either now or later complete the survey, scan the QR code, maybe also just the link we posted in the chat right now. And yeah, if you have any questions, we're very happy to just shoot us an email, contact us for any questions, or if you want to collaborate with us. And I'm very grateful for your time and also for your very valuable contributions. Thank you very much.